Welcome back to Indian Trace. I've had quite a few people really give me some great comments about how much they like uh, a little bit of the diversity of some of the videos that I've been doing. I try to keep things changed up. Now I did a little bit of a video that was similar to this the other day, and what you're looking at is the last maybe couple hunts and just some great finds. We're going to talk about those in a second and just get some better close-ups. Materials in eastern central North Carolina. And it always staggers me to see a lot of this stuff. And I do want to make a couple comments of some of these, which came from my Heartbreakers vase. Just some pieces, some artifacts of the North American Indian that captured a couple thoughts that I had. And what a great community we have. All the people out there making efforts, not just those, but efforts to share. Just incredible. Now, today there was a comment that came in, and this is the reason why I'm doing this video. I mean, look at these two pieces. What's unique about these two pieces? Well, I went out to some flooded rows of tobacco today, and that's all I found. Now, in Indian Trace, I tried to highlight with videos some great finds, both in the field. Now, I would have loved to film these in the field, but there was a reason, I think it was yesterday, that I could not, and the day before, because I like that too. That's a big deal to me. Hang on a second. Real big deal to me is to be able to film some great finds when they're in the dirt and in the mud. But you can't always do that because of either time or things that are going on. So, you know, I have to come full circle. And I love the way a lot of people do it. Brings out their personality. Whether the diggers are digging it up and really can't clean it up yet and show you the live find, and then they do a cleanup, or, well, you know, if we didn't have this digital format, we couldn't do it. Now, funny thing is, the comment came in that they didn't find very much and they went out hunting all weekend, and I told them the same thing happens to me, but we don't get that impression all the time on videos, whether it's many people on here who found some incredible things. Listen, they go through hours and days and find virtually nothing. Remember that out there if you're just starting to collect. But when we go to sites and find broken pieces like these, we know who was there. That's the key. And then you got to set yourself like a flint to get back out there. Now listen, I want to show you something. This is a piece that came from Deer Pass. And it is, now there's stuff out there, I'm going to find something that complements this. Well, you know, maybe the other half, but I never look. I mean, if I find it, I'll pull it in. It'd just be crazy. Because this is sugar quartz. My red hands don't do it justice. It is red. The biggest sugar quartz tip I've ever found. Crazy, right? Sugar quartz. But finding that, as well as many other things at Deer Passage, I know they were there. And if I know they were there, I know what is there, right? Then there's a piece here from the clay pot in the middle. This scraper would have been, still is, a great artifact. But would have been an incredible round scraper. Just so sharp, so well made. But if you're a beginner and you find a piece like this, don't disregard it. That means you're going to find absolute, full and great artifacts in the future. Just don't give up. I mean, look at those. Don't give up. I might entitle this video that, because many times I found nothing. Really. Now, I say that because, you know, on Indian Trace you see a lot of great artifacts, and I'm humbled. But today, for example, that's not nothing, but that's nothing. Now look at this. Another piece here comes from the same piece that this comes from, but dirty quartz as well as colored quartz comes from the clay pot. Look at this stem. Trying to get the right color. It is pink, and it is quartz with inclusions. Goes in my Heartbreaker vase. Just incredible. But that has led me, even from the beginning, to continue to make the effort to get out there. So never give up. Look at what can happen. Now, what have I found in the last couple days? Well, at Notchville, look at this new break-in. Look at the color of the original flint. That's just the way it rolls. It's okay. Guilford's. A little bit of a shorter Guilford right there with it. Here's another Guilford. Great stuff.
I think one of the strawberries has mold.
Throw them away if they're moldy. One or two or three if they're moldy.
Throw them all away?
Well, if in bulk they're all moldy, throw them away. I'll let that pass. Everybody knows how it is if you have a household. That's never happened on Indian Trace, right? But anyway, this video is going fine. Listen, we're just having a little time to hang out. Look at this artifact, Guilford Yuma. Look at that base. That's what I loved about it. Nothing wrong with that. That'll probably go in my Heartbreakers. I just love the way that looks. Or I'll give it away. Something like that. So I was able to pull that up out of Notchville and keep on rolling. Guilfords. But then came these. Particular spot that I know well. To me, signified by a couple signature trees, and you know, you get to know your areas where something curious was happening. And there's thousands and thousands of stone tools beneath the soil. I'll have another opportunity. Some great points here. Morrow Mountain and Notch Point. And like I said, it was just difficult for whatever reason. I forgot. Oh yeah, it was raining. Couldn't film those. But here they are. We'd never get to share them. What a community. Now, I'd still be collecting this stuff if there's no such thing as the digital YouTube or sharing. Wouldn't you? And here's a breaker for you. Fantastic point, but we call them Heartbreakers. We get so picky about tips and things, but that's all right. It's just part of our human nature. I mean, when they made them, they wanted a tip, so they put it on there. So we know it should have a tip. Notchville. That piece actually came from the same place that those did. Well, you're going to go back to a spot like that, right? Then in a different location, a place that I have retitled and given it a different name, or actually a new name, never been there before, was this yesterday. Quartz hammerstone. Common size. Absolute work zone. Absolute great stone. It's translucent for sure. It glows in the sun. Super hard material. All these work zones on a stone like this. Those of you who are nappers, you know they were just rolling this thing around, whether they were abrading or certain areas across the surfaces or whatever they needed to do. I just haven't wanted to really invest my energy in learning how to nap. I'm always curious about it though, so this is for you nappers. This stone certainly was round, but that's absolute stellar. I was going to film it in the field yesterday at the terrace, but you know how it is. Once you disturb it and you're moving along and you have other things on the schedule, it's hard sometimes. So I'll just show you it's absolute beautiful stone, never been seen but by me in 4,000 years. Some of these is probably quite a bit longer. Right? No doubt about it. Quite a bit longer. Not getting a good still life. Those of you who are artists understand what I mean by still lifes. So, never give up. Here's the incentive for that. Gorgeous artifacts. Signatures of what's there. Good natural light. Rewards as we build up our own little personal museums. Now I'm going to get ready to go and sweat and mow the lawn and keep the yard. You know how it is. So from Indian Trace to all of you out there, appreciate all the support. Be well out there. Hope you find